Shut up and sit down.
What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in. You're listening to A5 podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Frank, sitting here with Fabian, John,
What up?
Jonah,
What's good?
and Ray.
Presente.
Let's get it going. Fellas, how was your week so far? Let
Chilling.
me know.
Chilling. I had a good weekend. My weekend was eventful. I had a little party at the crib. Whoop whoop.
Yes, that was
Some of y'all came through. Appreciate it. For the ones that couldn't
Unfortunately, I couldn't
understand,
make it.
but it was a lot of fun. You guys are interesting.
I don't know if I want to reminisce on that.
I don't know if you can reminisce on it. I don't know if you were there. You were there. Lights
I
were
was
on, but no
there.
one's home.
Ray, plead the
For
fifth.
the first,
Can't confirm or deny.
I was
Yo,
just
that's
about to
like
say
2
that.
weeks in a
yo.
row you plead the fifth.
I was
over
just about to
this
say
now,
that.
so.
I disappeared after a while.
Yeah,
Ray should have just pled the fifth, man.
Yeah,
That's it.
it's cool though. It's cool.
yeah. It was interesting. It was good.
It was nice. I mean, it was. Congratulations to you.
Appreciate it.
And your new,
Yes,
your new beautiful days.
congratulations.
Who are actually where we are actually recording in tonight.
Yeah.
First time we're breaking the ice.
popping the house cherry.
There you go.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
right. Yeah.
Why are my walls bleeding?
Kind of a little dirtier way than I was expecting, but hey, whatever, that works. Anything else, fellas? Anything else special happened? It's been beautiful.
Yes,
I don't know.
What,
about-
weather-wise?
yeah, weather-wise.
I don't know where you at, but where I'm at, this weather's been shitty until today.
What?
Yes, it has.
I'm pretty sure the last 3 days have been absolutely gorgeous.
There's
me
a
and
little rain
Fabian-
in there, and it just feels
Yesterday
like
was raining.
Oh, well, I feel bad for y'all. Where I live and work, it's been fucking 7 degrees and sunny.
Nah.
telling you peak scale all of a sudden got
Oh,
sunshine for
rain
days,
the
but
other
over
day.
the mountain it's
The other
fucking
day
a
it
monsoon every other day.
I
think-
guess so, because apparently the mountains make a difference, bro. Because it's been fucking gorgeous, like gorgeous.
I think as
That
long
damn
as it's
Bear
not
Mountain is
freezing,
magic.
below freezing or snowing, I think we're good right now.
Word.
Nah.
That's,
Word, I agree
I'll
with
tell
that.
you what. Last week when it dropped down to like 32 degrees at night, I almost moved. I was done.
You know what?
It was too much. We were going from 70 to 50 to 70, and then all of a sudden, hey, hold this 32. Like, yo, I woke up with ice on my car.
Yo,
Climate change is real,
No,
man.
but
why
it's
does-
warming.
I know.
why does the Weather Channel stay lying? Like, it's the only people that I know that lie all the time and still
Meteorologists
got the
could be
job.
like right 10% of the time and still get paid regular salary.
Like they're the only people that
Because motherfuckers still watch it. It's ad revenue. That's why.
Shit.
shit.
It's ridiculous.
Gotta open the
They
beer.
stay lying.
I trust my iPhone sometimes, most of the time. Although there's definitely discrepancies and my own eyesight.
HudsonValleyWeather.com. I don't know. Are you still in the Hudson Valley? Is that considered the Hudson Valley?
Why
I think
not?
so. I
Yeah,
think
so
Westchester's still considered Hudson Valley.
HudsonValleyWeather.com, man. Super accurate. Just throwing it out there.
Listen,
Do they got an
I
app?
figure out what the weather is when I walk my dogs in the morning.
They got an app?
That's
I don't know
how
if there's an app. I just type that shit in Google.
Nah, fuck that.
Ah.
Nah, but that's tricky.
Fuck
That's
an
too much
app.
work.
That's tricky.
Because you could be That's too much walking because work. I be needing a fucking hoodie at 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to the gym. Then all of a sudden I'm blasting the AC by noon.
What?
So you really can't tell what it's going to be that early.
Yeah,
in the
that's true.
morning.
It's bipolar
All
as
right,
fuck.
so I'm first of all, I'm not up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Go fuck yourself with that. And it's
Damn,
12
why we
o'clock.
gotta
It's
curse
two completely
Fabian out,
different
yo,
things.
for waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Yeah.
Yeah, what the fuck you be doing at that time, nigga?
The man's
What?
trying to get it in. Let him
But
At
get
why
it
do
in.
it
4?
at this time? At 4, that's what he does at that time.
Oh, yeah. What do you do? Oh, that's the time you got to get up
Yo,
for
he's
work.
getting
No,
an
no, I
early
go to the
bird.
gym,
Early
and then-
bird.
He
Man.
be trying to
I
pretend
have
like he
no
getting
choice.
burning.
Man, fuck you. Yes,
Trying
you
to get
do have a
swole.
choice, nigga. Fuck your muscles, nigga. The choice is yours.
That is true. But
You know?
at 33, if I don't do something now, this is going to be a problem.
You know, there's after work.
You got time. Yeah, but that's, you know, but we know my shit, you never know when I'm staying late. Sometimes stuff gets delayed and it throws off my schedule. I just know in the morning I ain't going to get called unless I'm on call. So might as well get it done and out the way there. Trust me, I hate it. I'd rather sleep in. There's many times I just roll, I'm in bed and I'm just like, yeah, you know what? I'll go tomorrow, which is the biggest lie I tell myself. It happened so many times. Anybody else do that shit?
Oh,
Yeah, it's always better to do
Yeah.
it now.
Just do that? I'd do it tomorrow.
Just get it over with.
Yeah, might as well.
Shit.
Shit.
I don't know.
So what's up? Anything else? Any other interesting things happened this weekend? Or this
well, I went to the party, but then I went to some other places after.
We all got pretty drunk.
Yeah.
We about to vicariously live through you, man.
Yeah, I spent. No, you don't, because I spent a little too much money in unsavory establishments that we all used to frequent before our wives, right? So
I don't know what you're
a
talking
titty
about.
got
yeah.
Is that
See,
what
John, be real.
I
All
went
right,
to
PJ.
Smith Cole
It's a titty
Park,
bar.
Yes.
Huh?
Dope.
Oh,
So-
wait.
Wait, what?
What?
Huh? I just said a titty bar. I ain't hear nothing else other than titty bar. Titties.
No, never
I
been there.
haven't been to a strip club since I was
Ain't
19.
nothing wrong with going to a titty bar.
Hell no. It's titties.
I don't know,
I mean,
man.
even-
I feel
even
like
if
there's
you
But
are
you know
married,
what?
like,
It's not actually like that was the first shot of the night. Like it was here, we're chilling and everything like that. Started winding down. I know you ain't gonna be partying at 4 in the morning. All right, so we'll
You
go to
don't
the next
gotta
spot.
explain why you want to
So
see
now
titties.
check this out. No. So we went to the waterfront, and it's like, you know what? Hey, let's shut down at 2:00. What else is open? And that's where we go. And it's actually perfect too.
Titties.
It's already turned up, and you still got a couple
So
bucks
that
left
basically
over.
means you struck out at the bar.
Yo,
I fell in
No,
love
actually,
with a
sometimes there's been
stripper.
there's been one. No, was it twice? No, one time. We actually brought one over there because she liked seeing titties too, and it was kind of like heightening the moment.
Did you smash? I'm
At
gonna
that
ask you
time,
every
yes.
week
No,
until
not
you
this
take
weekend.
some-
Not
Oh,
this weekend.
man.
But that
All
was-
right.
Yo.
I'm about to ask you a personal question, Fabian, since you only one really that's super, super single, like for a while now. When the last time, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
'Cause every time I ask you,
Put it
you know
out
what
there
I'm
for the
saying? Every
public.
time- I'm just asking. 'Cause
Put it out there for the
I
public.
care as a friend. I'm concerned.
More
know what I'm saying?
about a month and a half.
Okay. All right.
I mean, that's not bad. That's
No,
okay.
it's not.
Frank, you never
as
been
long
to a
as it
strip
hasn't
club?
been 3-4 months, then we
Oh,
might have to have an intervention.
It depends on who's listening.
About a month and a half.
Nah, yeah. I mean, listen,
Damn,
listen.
I've been to a strip club with my wife.
I-
shit.
I've been there with John.
Yeah. Oh, we have been to the.
Oh, yeah, we-
Yeah.
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 Oh man.
Man, I wish
I
you
was
guys
there
could
with
see
y'all
John's
for the
face.
birthday.
Yo.
What?
No, because I'd be high, bro, and I just don't.
birthday?
I
Whose
have so
birthday
many
was it?
memories that just.
It was
gone.
somebody's birthday, and the three of us were there. It was our first time there.
Was you there?
Yes.
Who's there?
I mean,
Paradise-
at some point he had to have been.
Yeah.
Over there by starts with an N. Inzer.
Berg.
Berg.
New Windsor.
Yeah.
The Sunset Strip. You talking about?
I think that was what.
Yeah,
right?
the Sunset Strip, right
When
by
we were kids, we were
Stewart.
18. It was
Stewart
our first
Airport.
time there.
By Stewart Airport.
Yeah.
Yeah. We must
Y'all
have
are
been
missing
young.
out until you go to Europe and go to them strip clubs.
I mean, listen, I did that.
All right,
I'm sure.
all right.
Nah. Ray knows some shit doing his time in the army. or
No, I
across
believe
seas.
you, but I
He
don't
seen some shit.
believe in paying for that because I did it when I was young just to say that you paid and you went to a strip club. I have not done that shit in my 20s. I haven't done it in my 30s. Last time I did that shit I was like 19. Maybe I was 20, but I was like I'm not doing that.
I honestly don't even remember the last time.
Yeah. I mean, it's been a long time, well
Yeah.
over 10 years since
I always find it women really should consider going with their men. I'm not gonna go see a woman naked, but like there's a certain thing there. Like
That's pretty
Your
cool.
man-
Okay,
yeah,
so
it's
that's
not
common
enough,
nowadays.
though. But it's
ladies,
not
ladies,
common
our
ladies, take
generation-
your man. No, listen
especially
to
if you
whatever
let-
ladies is out there, right? That's listening to this. Take your man to the strip club, right? And then y'all go home later and see what happens to you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you will have like
Let him
a
be the
ice
really
pack.
good night.
Yeah, but basically let him be who he wants to be over there without any judgment. And
And let him take you home, and then see what happens.
But that's the beauty of it. Like a guy goes to the strip club, like, cause it's changed,
It's
right?
it's something
You're seeing
different.
something a little different.
something different.
But like I personally never understood the idea of going with all your guys, well, all your bros, right? Because then you're gonna go home with them, and it's just everyone's pitching a tent in the fucking car, and it's just awkward.
That's a good point.
Especially if there's like 5 of you, and
a
you
good
squeezed
point.
in one car. Like, nah, go with, ladies,
Sausage
go with your
fest.
man because he will be ready later.
That's a good point.
Just saying. Anyway,
Yo, I got a question towards that, but I don't know if this question might be a little too deep.
Nah, ask
For
that
the
shit. Nigga, what's
conversation.
wrong with you?
All right, so hold on. All right,
Deep strip
so
clubs.
personally, I don't like going to a strip club and like throwing money at girls. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't find it interesting. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I go there, enjoy the time with with everybody, whatever. But
you enjoy the sights.
yeah.
Window
I
shop.
mean-
Not even window shop. I just go, not even a
Nigga,
lap
use the
dance. Like even
window
if the chick is like
shopper.
really bad, like I'm not care. I don't
Well, that's
care
why I
for
say
that.
window shop because you just look around.
Now, So the question comes, now that we got that out of the way, the question is, for the men that do like doing that, right, throwing money, do you think that there is some kind of like they're going through like an ego trip, like, yeah, I'm treating this dirty ass bitch, you know, sorry for the ladies, I don't mean to be saying bitch like that, but just for the context of,
It's okay.
Yeah.
yo,
They'll be
like, you know, fucking dirty bitch, here's this fucking
Because some
dollar. You
niggas
know what
do
I'm saying?
think like
is
that.
there like a
there's definitely some guys that are on some kind of
Right,
ego,
so-
chauvinistic, like, yeah, you're gonna.
It's
you
like a
gonna
power.
work for
It's like a
that
power
dollar.
thing. You
That's
know what
right,
I'm saying?
grovel for that
It's
dollar.
like a it's like a
Is
power
your question
thing.
directed to us though, or
Do we do that, or do you think?
Nah,
you
like
believe
that. No,
people do
it was just in general.
General?
Like, do we think us being men, right? I'm sure we got a friend or two that's just like this.
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
Yeah,
slut, you know what I'm
definitely,
saying?
definitely.
Shit, I got relatives.
I got 3 of them right now. I can think off the top of my head that do that shit.
Definitely.
Like,
You know what I'm saying? So
I never
that's
understood
why
that.
I asked, like, as in general, like, do you think that they're just doing it because they're going through an ego trip because one, maybe at home he can't do that,
maybe, yeah.
or two, he's
That insecure.
too much of a coward.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And feels like my gangsterness, and I'm saying this with air quotes, he's taking it out at the strip club. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
right. Or he might not even get it like that. He might not.
yeah,
get
it could be.
like
It
that.
could be
He
a
can't
million
be
different
so
reasons
big.
why nigga go and stunt. Like, you could just be insecure about yourself, and you might have just your check just hit, nigga, and you might want to You know what I'm saying? But calling a girl like this, being disrespectful, and then just throwing money at a strip club is two different things. Like, I could make it rain without calling you a bitch and throwing that shit in your face. Like, if I'm calling you a bitch and I'm throwing that shit in your face and like hitting you with money, that's a power trip. Like, there's
You got some
something I don't
aggression
like. I
issues
don't
at
like
work.
women. You know what I'm saying? I'm there to like,
Front.
yeah, not even front. I'm there to like do my toxic masculinity shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't really trying to, but I'm here to oppress women. If
Those are the
Yeah,
guys,
yeah.
those are the
if
guys
I-
that
dude,
get carried out because
dude,
they took it too far.
you in the strip club, it's supposed to be good vibes. Like, girls is dancing. You understand what you there for. You got money. They have a body. You understand the agreement here. So why you wouldn't disrespect the McDonald's worker? You wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
you paying for a service. You get your service. You ain't gotta be disrespectful, bro. So if you're there doing that, you have an underlying issue.
You know what?
Something
That's
trying
with
to
it.
prove.
That's a very good point, John. You know what?
I'm just saying.
You're right. Yeah,
Something
they're there for
trying to
service, trying to be treated right,
Fellas,
and they want to do their thing.
I think I got our first podcast question for this episode. So again, to our ladies, how many of y'all would actually go to the strip club with your man?
It's gonna be an interesting question. I don't know if we're gonna get the answers, but I would hope we get the answers.
I mean, listen.
I hope we do
on,
get the
get
answers.
on,
That'd be
on,
Probably
interesting.
get
why
some
not?
decisions.
it might be paused right now. We might be getting individual answers ourselves. So I don't know how this is working out
listen.
in the future.
Is this
I
something
don't know
that
if I've
we
ever
want to
asked my wife
respond to?
that question, but like the
I haven't asked
situations never
mine.
really come up.
Yeah, I haven't. I don't know. I feel like it's taboo. Like,
Maybe.
I mean, how you gonna just go up to, hey, you want to go to a strip club? Like, how do you do
No,
that?
if you want to get punched in the face, let's do that. I mean, we do that too. Already.
I mean, listen. Maybe if they say yes, we'd be like, John. She said yes. I said like we'll.
We'll talk later. We'll
Yeah.
bleep,
I don't know.
bleep on the watch.
I don't know how
Jonah.
to, I don't know how to ask,
and-
but I think I've done it.
And then Fabian, I've gone not with my wife.
I've
I haven't
I've
gone
gone
with-
with my wife.
Oh, I
Oh,
haven't.
you see? So all right, so look, we got an in.
But that's what I'm
Okay.
saying. You know what's
That's
And
what-
then Fabian can help us navigate since he
Jonah
he
do
was
it?
there
whoa,
recently.
whoa! I'm not there frequently.
and then Ray could be there critiquing since he hit the Euro spots. Be like, nah, that's not where it's at.
Nigger
Nah.
agenda.
Now I've had a significant other that would have gone. That would have been like, yo, let's
And you
go.
know what? I think it's the generation, because I think our generation is kind of like on that cusp where a lot of them are still like kind of old school. No, I never do that. You know, our parents probably would never do that. You know, but
I don't
this younger
know.
generation,
I've never asked, but
You-
I
I
know how
don't
many
think my
girls I
wife would
see
be
at the strip
against it.
club
I
that are
just
just-
never, I don't.
it's not like she's actively gonna
Yeah,
seek
like
that
I don't
either,
think she would
though.
be
That-
like,
that's
no. I
probably
think if I asked her,
difference.
like, hey, you want to go strip club? She'd probably be like, okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, she ain't gonna be like, yeah, nigga,
But
we out.
I'm
But I
curious
just
about
think she'll
our
just be
audience.
like,
though.
okay,
I
like, I guess
really
she
am
wants to
because
go.
I mean, we can get a really diverse amount of answers. But if you're gonna answer this though, like, tell us why. Like, if you would or would not, tell us why.
Hold
Maybe
on.
we'll put a poll up or
Rebecca,
something like
let's-
that.
Let's just ask her. Well, at least we can ask one of them now.
Oh, there you go.
Rebecca, I'll go get her. Y'all talk.
Yeah. So,
but I think it's the younger generation. Sorry, but I think it's actually the generation is different, because I'm looking at now, like I went there, this past weekend, and
Okay.
every time I go, there's actually a decent amount of females just hanging out there, because they got the regular bar and people just chilling and drinking. That's another
Right.
after-hour spot technically.
Yeah.
And there's chicks in there just hanging out drinking and they're dancing and stuff. And they're not working there and they're dancing just like the strippers. I don't know, maybe bring something out of them. They just want to like, just let loose and that's their place to do it.
There's a stigma about it though too.
Yeah.
Like there are women who feel like you're disrespecting them by looking at other women. That's part of what goes into that, I think. And then it's also that self-esteem side, like, oh, I'm not good enough for you kind of thing. Like, oh, you need this to get your jollies off or get excited or whatever. I mean, I don't think that's accurate. Like it's realistically a form of entertainment.
Exactly.
It's male entertainment. Mm-hmm. And I know plenty of women who have gone and, I mean, not for nothing, can act wilder than the dudes that they go with.
Mm-hmm. It goes to what I was just about to say. I think that the women that do go there, and again, to Frank's question, if ladies can answer this also, if you feel I'm wrong, the girls that do go there and they have a fucking blast, I think some of them might actually subconsciously be like, yo, like I want to be on this pole. Like I know I got moves. You know what I'm saying?
Wanted to do it, but couldn't do it.
Yeah. Because of the stigma.
Pole dancing classes came around for a reason.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's just pole dancing classes or you just want to be up on that stage in front of everybody actually stripping.
I think that's what it is. Like I think that's
there's a difference just taking classes and you getting ass naked in front of you might want
all the attention.
You might find the thrill in the attention.
These women that are taking the pole dancing classes, I don't mean to assume, but more than likely they going home and oh, Rebecca's here.
Yeah, so
Rebecca's
ask
here.
the question. You can ask her.
Come to the mic.
You
come to the mic.
Yeah, pick a mic, and you could just ask. You don't have to put the headphones on.
If your husband was to acquisition you to go to the strip club, what would your response be?
I'd probably go with him.
Yeah. She said you're going with him. That's one.
That's one. Thank you.
And that's two right there.
That's one.
I'm telling you, it's common.
All right.
There it is.
Jonah got two.
We're gonna do this real quick.
Oh shit.
We're gonna do this real quick.
Marty.
Uh-oh. Let's go.
We getting
So
live
is
call.
this happening soon?
She on the phone.
Hello?
Hi, beautiful.
Hey, gorgeous.
Ha. So
The setup.
we got you on speakerphone for the podcast. Okay, I got a question for you.
Okay.
If I was to ask you to go to the strip club with me, would you go?
You got 100, you got 1,000 people listening to you. You better say the right answer.
Yes and no. Why? Yes and no. Why?
Yes, because I've never been to a strip club before. I think it'd be kind of cool.
She wants to see them titties.
If I'm tired and we just got out of work and we didn't take a
No.
Come on.
All right, no.
Sounds like a yes to me.
Perfect
That
conditions.
sounds just like a yes. Like you took a nap. All right, and we going.
Perfect conditions.
We cool?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, boom.
Wow.
There you
Where
go.
is this
So
happening?
that's 3 yeses so far, fellas. Okay. Thank you, my
you.
love. Talk to you later.
Bye, Marty.
Bye.
Bye.
Sounds like
Well,
y'all
there
got
we
a
go.
strip
On the
club
side
date.
note,
So it sounds like we just all established that we just have to pick the date.
We just gotta pick a date,
and then we're all gonna go.
I was gonna say, first of all, I think we've seen that. I think there are women that are okay with it. And second of all, fellas, we live.
So maybe it's a matter of the fellas asking the question.
Yes.
So I'll pose this question to the guys listening. Have you ever even asked your wife to go to the strip club
Or
with you?
girl,
Or girlfriend, whichever, your significant other,
your choice.
whatever floats your boat. Have you even posed the question? And if not, why?
And if you did, how'd you ask it?
All right, so we're gonna.
Joe, I think that
Let me recap this real quick. I'm sorry, Ray. Go ahead.
no, because it goes with the next topic.
Yeah, no, it does. It does.
So go ahead and pose that question.
We'll repost this question. Ladies, have you or would you go to the strip club with your significant other? And fellas, have you or would you ask your significant other to go with you? Why or why not to both? And, I actually look forward to these answers because there's probably a lot of assumptions being made out there.
I think it would be
Fellas, if
pretty
y'all out
surprised.
there listening, ask your girl, like, unless she beats you.
We just
If
learned
she-
something
if
new right
if
here.
she be beating you, don't ask her because just call the police. But if she don't be beating you like that, like, ask her, like, hey, you know what I'm saying? What you think? See what
Now,
happens.
Like, to what Ray said, this actually does feed in a little bit to the next question. It's the next topic. So let's say you are not going with your significant other. Is that considered cheating?
I was actually going to go to a different topic.
Who? Definitely not. But
which is also part of this. But
who are we taking?
Wait, what?
If you're not taking your significant
if we're not going with our significant other,
I think
is it considered cheating? Is what you asked.
Right. I think it's
who
are we hiding something from them?
Huh?
Are we hiding something from our significant other? Are we doing this behind
their back? Are you not
back?
telling them? Are you being dishonest? I
Are
think
we
do they know?
And then what level is that? Is that considered cheating? Because sometimes people consider just keeping something from them a form of cheating.
That's true.
Well,
not being completely open, not being completely honest.
You know what? That's why
they call that lying by omission.
That's why they were all
a white lie.
No, that's not even a white lie.
No, a white lie is like a little bit of truth, a little bit of lie. No, this is just like lying by omission. Like, I didn't tell you, which made it the lie because I should have told you.
Yeah.
Right.
Listen, this should all tell you something right now because I can guarantee you, all you women said yes because you asked them. Now, if they found out that you came back from the strip club with your boys the night before and didn't say anything, different
story.
conversation.
Different story.
Different conversation.
And maybe
You know
a
why?
part of
I
me
agree with
makes
that.
me think that all of them said yes because we put them on the spot,
I don't
except for
think so.
Jones' girl.
I don't
Because
think
you
so.
was already doing that and nobody was on the spot. Like, you didn't even just call your girl.
Rebecca
You know
ain't
what
gonna
I'm
be
saying?
like that. She ain't gonna just say some shit.
Yeah.
Just be like, oh no.
Nah, yeah.
tell
Nah,
me
she
she
ain't
be
gonna
rich
just
as
say it just to
shit.
say it, but I believe that she would. It's just I feel like maybe she was on the
I
spot.
don't think that my wife lied either because only reason I say that is because this heifer brought work into it. What work got to do? Like, the work had zero to do with
Yo,
it. She was thinking about other shit other than the actual question.
Shit went left
But
real
that was the
quick,
only
bro.
reason she said
Shit
yes.
went left
Thinking
real quick.
things through.
Man,
All right,
it's
possibilities
It's
and
not,
freaking.
she thinking about the shop, bro. She ain't thinking about teaching. She gets
Okay.
out at 3:00.
So,
That's true.
so yeah,
Well,
but
she
I
got
would,
some
I would
homework
consider
to
that. If I didn't
papers
tell
to
you,
grade and shit.
No, that's all
like,
I
if I
mean.
didn't tell you, I think that's cheating. Like, I feel like I would.
You think
I
that's
would-
gotta get a
cheating?
job.
That's
You
If
don't
I
think
didn't
it's just
tell
a
her
lie?
I was going and I'm going to have like a girl's breast pressed in my face, I feel like I should tell you that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's something that you should know ahead of time.
Yeah.
I feel like if I didn't say anything, then I would feel like I was cheating. I can
Yeah,
agree
if
with
I
that.
said something to you like, "Hey, we going to the strip club," and even if I don't tell you the details of what happened at the strip club, not that you would want to hear anyway, at least you knew I was going to the strip club, and
Right.
I'm going to the strip club. What you think happens at the strip club? Like, it's a strip club, right?
Right.
So it's titties in your face. So as long as I tell you I'm going, I'm not gonna be
And
disrespectful and be
ass,
like, "Yo, this girl was that's you don't be disrespectful." But I feel like if I don't tell her ahead of time, I'm cheating.
All right, so I'm gonna
agree.
add on this. So what if you go right? All right, yeah, you know that she knows that you're gonna have titties in your face and all that. So now you go that extra mile while you're there.
What's
Yeah,
the extra?
last
What's
mile?
the extra mile?
You get the lap dance, and you get
There's different lap dances.
or-
There's one behind the curtain, and there's one
Nah,
where
behind the
everything
curtain.
else is going.
Behind the curtain.
No,
Nah.
you get the behind the curtain stuff.
Nah.
Or let's even say you get that in front of everyone. Because listen, there's I think
Yeah,
I think we all understand too that there are
Depending
some
on the
strippers
stripper.
that really
Depending
don't.
on the stripper.
Yeah, so listen, them heifers get into it,
Mm.
and some
I
of them
know.
don't care what's around.
I know.
So
I've been there.
what if they take it a step too far? Like, would there be too far? Your wife knows you're at the strip club, but is there too far?
Well, okay.
I mean,
Absolutely.
obviously there's too far.
I mean, listen. I mean,
obviously
it's,
there's too far, but like,
but
you know,
it's not complicated. If you the one initiating, number one, girls don't let you do. The girls don't. You're not supposed to touch them, so you can't put a finger in them. You could touch they like butts and stuff. You can't listen. Well, at least back in the last time I went, I was
Back
19
in the
years
day.
old. So that was over 15
That
years
shit
ago.
has changed, sir.
So I wasn't allowed to like
Damn, you
put a finger in them
put
and
your
nothing like
finger
that.
in
Not
all
that I
that?
wanted to because that's a little weird, but
I don't know. I got scissored once, freaking my head in between.
yeah, I don't know. But I mean, listen, if my wife is right there and then all of that's going down and she with it, then it's not. I'm not doing it.
No, when your wife is there and she's with it, of course.
If she's not there and this chick is going extra further and I let it go on, then I'm wrong.
Right.
If I initiate it, I'm still wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
especially if that's caught on camera.
I ain't even worried about the camera because the thing is, I'm not a celebrity. I don't care about it. You can find it on camera because you're gonna know about it ahead of time before anybody else would. Like, listen, I was at the strip club and this bitch started doing X, Y, and Z. She started.
Well,
being
that's
extra.
you though. That's you because you're gonna be honest with your wife. But
Yeah,
what about
because
that
I'm
person
not
that's not gonna be
stupid.
honest
I'm not
with the
going
wife?
to. I will never.
So that's
put
why I'm
myself
just
in
giving the
positions
example
to,
of somebody that's not gonna be honest with the wife like
well,
you
then
are.
you deserve whatever happens to you. Then you cheating, and you deserve what happens to cheaters. Sorry, can't feel bad for you. If you can't be open and honest enough to be like, yo, nigga, this is what happened. Like, you could be mad, but at least I told you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't on no shit. I wasn't there trying to X, Y, and Z. She was going too far, and then when I seen it was going too far, I stopped.
Right.
Whatever. But if it continues, you know what I'm saying? Number one, if it continues, why would you even tell her? Like, if it went too far and you was the one initiating it, stupid, why would you even say something?
That's why I mentioned the camera.
Well, yeah, I mean,
well, first of all, cameras aren't even allowed in strip clubs.
They damn
Bro,
sure
you don't
aren't.
think there's ways to get around that?
I mean, don't get caught, shit.
Yeah, but it's not like a movie theater. Like a bouncer will see you and then it's over. After
it's a
that.
wrap.
Like somebody sees you, it's over. Yeah. So it's not as easy to get away with that.
I understand if bouncers see you, but there's always a way to get around it better. Anyway,
There
let's
is.
not continue with that.
There is, but I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's cheating if you don't say nothing.
Yeah, I can agree.
Only
with
because it's titties and like bodies involved. You know what I'm saying? Like
And glitter.
What?
lots of glitter.
We're talking about the strip club, and it may be that topic. Like people don't want to necessarily hear about a gentleman's strip club. I mean, listen, that's something that people do. That like
it's reality
everywhere. That's reality. You know what I mean? That it's a place that people go.
Right.
So now we take that step because it begs a question, right? And we briefly have all talked about this. Really, at the end of the day, what's worse? What's worse? Is the lie or the cheat worse?
I think they play. I don't know.
I think the cheat.
I think that they play together, but definitely, I think the acting on it is worse than lying.
Yeah, I kind of feel like.
See,
like
I feel like
because a lie, because a lie could be remorseful.
It depends on the cheat. It depends on the type of cheat. Like if she went to the strip club and had a girl rub her titties in the face and then say nothing to me, like yeah, I guess it's the same situation, but I'm not gonna be as mad. You know what I'm saying? Like, it depends on the cheat. You know what I'm saying? So,
but what if she went to a male strip club and she got some dude's junk all up in her face?
If you didn't, as long as you didn't put a penis in your body or on your body, cool with it. You can have it around you. You can't have it on you. So you want a little dick swing in your face or something? Listen, it's just but to say don't put no dick in your mouth and don't put no dick in your vagina. That's really
what about in her hand?
No, you don't touch the penis. You don't touch the penis. But at the same time, I'm not putting my finger in a stripper's like booty hole and shit.
But you might be touching her booty.
Or you touch her titties, yeah. That's
so you can touch a man's chest. Go ahead, touch that nigga chest. Don't touch the penis. Don't let the penis in you, and don't touch the penis. Don't.
Yeah, but you don't think breasts are synonymous?
Touch the man's breasts and your vagina and the penis are equal. In my mind, those are both reproductive organs.
So you're then saying that a woman's breast and a man's
chest
are the same?
They got nipples? Are they the same?
But do you react?
No, it's not the same because
not for nothing. Women react equally to a man's chest as a man does to a woman's chest.
Listen,
not
the same way we like
so hard and
it's the same way, right?
That actually is true,
right? That's what I was about to say. The same way we like nice, voluptuous boobies, they like rock hard abs. Listen, I ain't got that shit, so I drink and smoke and eat McDonald's. Like you ain't getting that.
Hold that.
You want to do one of these down a nigga abs? Hey, you at a strip club? I can't be mad. Just don't do nothing sexual and then you're fine. I can't be mad at you. You know what I'm saying? So that's not but you have to tell me that you're going there ahead of time because then you're cheating.
I mean,
yeah.
See, I don't know. I don't know if that's cheating.
You think that's
you watch them. Listen, you go ahead and watch them party bus videos on Pornhub and shit like that. They be fucking them girls. They be fucking them girls at the party. I'm telling you, dicks be all in their mouth and all of that.
I understand, but I would.
Yes. How often do you think that's true?
I believe it. Listen, I don't know what these girls be doing, but there are male strip clubs that only girls are doing. And if you don't think that these bitches got dicks in their mouth, you're bugging. I'm not gonna be that naive.
That is a whole.
No, it's not.
There's a whole nother situation.
It's the cheat. It's part of the cheat.
You're assuming the cheat.
Yeah,
though.
If you put
That, yeah,
you
that is
definitely
true.
assuming.
You're assuming the
assuming.
cheat.
Yeah.
First of all,
You're assuming. You don't
Like-
know, bro.
like,
Have
I'm
you
assuming.
haven't even been.
I'm just going off of the parallel. What
yeah,
happens
you only
at
just
men's
you're going off
strip clubs.
Pornhub.
you're not
That's
putting a
kind
vagina
of
in your
messed
mouth.
up though.
Listen, no, I'm pretty
You're
sure.
not eating box at the strip club, so why
Yeah,
you
I'm
assuming
telling you,
that?
but there are
that
niggas-
Nah, that's
Yeah,
not
but
true,
there
man.
are
There's
niggas
some
that
strip clubs
do.
where the girls put it in your face.
Yes. What? There are niggas. Yes, there are niggas that eat vagina at strip clubs and be all tonguing bitches down, and they be getting blowjobs. All of this shit
Bruh.
goes down in strip clubs. So if
I was
I'm
just-
going to make the parallel, I'm going to assume
See,
the
those-
same thing is happening at the other
That
kind
is-
of strip club.
I mean, I get it.
I'm
That-
with you on this
I
one.
haven't
Yeah.
had
I'm
that
with you.
experience, so like, I guess I didn't. Nah.
Oh, strip clubs is nasty.
Nah.
Listen, you
You're
got
not,
enough
you're
money
not
in your
putting all
pocket?
that. You've been rubbing that stankness all
Yeah.
over. Nah.
No, they freshen up often. I'm telling you, it happens, and niggas be paying them big bucks too.
It happened to one of my mans at a strip club, and
You
he
got
was
eye
in
infections,
love.
didn't
Yo,
you?
he was
That's-
chasing. Once she put it in his
Yo.
face, he was chasing her.
See,
He didn't want no other stripper
stripper.
besides
I
her.
think
her.
we've all
I
we've
hope
all
he got
fell in
some
love
help.
with at least one stripper. At least I did. I
Yes.
was young though. I was 19.
Fabian's like, yep,
Yeah,
yesterday.
did I?
Nah,
happens-
it doesn't
happens
happen.
at
It
least
doesn't
once.
happen a lot because I know
It
what
happens
you know what
once.
you're there for and what you're doing. But
It happens
Every
once,
once in
and
a
then she
while.
get you for everything you got in your pocket, and then you realize that
Ever
love ain't
smash
shit.
one?
I don't love this bitch. My dick was just hard.
I had
Like,
soldiers that would spend their whole paychecks on strippers, bro.
nigga.
Ever smash
oh,
one?
Man.
Wait. Back to the topic, guy. But
No.
that's
I don't know. I kind of like this.
this,
you haven't answered the question.
What was
Nor
it?
have I.
What was the
What's
question?
worse, the lie or the cheat?
Yeah, that's tough.
So while you think about it, I'm gonna answer. I think the lie is worse, not the cheat. The reason I say that is because at least if you admit the cheat, then you're showing remorse. Right? Thank you.
But you don't have to admit to the cheat.
Why?
You don't have to admit to the cheat, just like you don't have to admit to the lie.
so you could cheat
And
and
you
not
can
lie.
lie.
and that's why the lie is.
Right.
So
Yeah,
why
what
is
is
the lie
worse?
worse than the cheat?
I
Right,
don't
but
know.
if you're not admitting to the cheat, then you are therefore lying.
You could just be omitting
No.
some shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Why am I omitting? We've just talked about that before.
If she ain't asking you the question and you did it, I mean, you're not
I don't
lying
know.
because you technically
I
didn't say
think
anything.
Bro, I
worse.
think the cheating is worse, and why is because you can do something that's not as fucked up as cheating and still lie and tell the truth, but you can't
Yeah.
come back from fucking lying and
Yeah,
cheating.
once I
bro.
find out that you cheated
Right,
on
but-
me, I don't care if you tell me the truth or not. You
done.
might as well.
No,
you
you're-
should have lied to me. You should have lied to me because now it's over.
I understand that, but
I'm
but
torn,
the lie
man.
about that situation is
I'm
like
torn.
once you lie to me, I can't.
That's why you keep.
I can't have trust in
Once
you.
you
period.
listen, if you do
Like,
something
going
as
forward.
bad,
Hold on,
as
hold on,
cheat-
hold on.
If you do something as bad as cheat on me, lie about it because don't tell.
I mean, no. I mean,
Like,
quite
don't tell
honestly,
me.
if you lie or cheat to me, you're pretty much
Keep it
done
on the low?
anyway.
Okay, that's what I was
Yeah.
trying to figure
Like,
out because the
like-
way you made it seem like, all right, she
Damn,
can
for
be
real?
going over.
Yeah,
You know,
What you mean
that.
for real? Yes.
If they cheat,
Yeah,
Fuck
Yes?
that.
all right, hold on to that.
Oh,
Fabian.
man.
your girl could be smashing the neighborhood, but as long as you told me the truth, babe, you good?
No, you
Definitely
better
not.
get out my face.
All
with
right
that.
then,
No,
so, like-
no.
That's
I'm saying,
that's
if,
zero
but if
tolerance.
I have to give a scale as to
Hold
what's
up.
worse, I'm gonna go with
Hold up.
the lie.
You okay with cheating?
Who?
Hold that.
Hold on, I gotta hear what Joe has to say.
Yes
I gotta-
or no?
I gotta-
Like, hold that. So to answer the question, I think
Okay.
I think I would have to say that the cheat is worse than the lie.
Okay,
Now, to your question,
John.
John, yes. No, I'm not okay with cheating. However, I think because of the situation, because of me being married, if my wife were to cheat, then again, this is coming from me.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, I can't be mad. I got to chalk it to the game because I was a player myself.
Okay.
Second of all, I feel like it's something where you can work through. Like I feel like we're married. Yeah, you committed adultery, but we both made a conscious decision that we were gonna work this out no matter what.
I get it.
So you know,
So
if
he's
you
going
did
on the vow side of things.
if you did cheat, then let's work through this together. Like let's both make this
Sounds like
decision right
yeah,
now.
like
We're
10
gonna
years
work
ago.
through this
Sweet.
and actually see it through.
Wow.
Now, if she cheats again, or if I cheat, At this point, it's just like, all right, then we really don't care about what's going on here.
Yeah,
we might as well.
Listen,
straight up.
I'm sorry, but you're supposed to know that before you take your vows.
Yeah,
that you
for
don't
real.
want to cheat on nobody.
My
Ain't
wife
no
cheats
accident.
on me.
I'm not a
Listen.
believer that cheating is an accident and shit just
No,
happens. I don't
it's
care
It's
how
not, but
drunk-
it's not an accident though. It's not.
It's
shit-
something that you do. It's something that you do.
Listen, the reason why I say that is because not at least in this day and age, right? Or maybe it could have been just from the existence of humanity, but not everyone has 100% open communication like you do, John.
Yeah,
Right.
I don't got
You follow-
100%. It's like it's up there though, but
But not everybody has that level of communication with their significant other. So sometimes what happens is the wife or the husband might be doing some real janky shit, and the husband or the wife, whoever is happening to, the reciprocating end, they just don't express themselves. They don't talk about it. So instead, bottling. Eventually, instead of having that difficult conversation, they just be like, "Yo, fuck it, I'm gonna just go." You know what I'm saying?
I don't know, man, because we wasn't always 100. We wasn't always communicating. There would be weeks where we wouldn't fucking speak a word to each other. We walk right past each other, act like the other one ain't there. Trust me,
That's
we
gangsta.
been there.
You were mad?
That's gangsta.
We was
were
both
fighting?
mad. Yeah,
Talking
Not
about
one-
grudges, damn, that shit
How
went
you
down like
fight
that.
that long? Oh no, that's another
because
topic.
I have the ability to hold a grudge more than anybody else ever. It's a superpower. Anyway, point is, we not like that no more. But none of that.
You a Leo?
I'm a Cancer.
Oh, all right.
Boom.
All right?
We're actually worse.
I'm loyal until you
Get
do
it
something
right.
to me. Now I'm your
Yeah.
worst enemy.
I'm a
We're all
Cancer.
Cancers.
Until you do, I will do anything for you until you do something to me. Now I'm your worst enemy. You don't want to do that, right? So, not the point. We not,
we hold
we're
on
not,
to shit.
but we're
Cancers
not
hold
there
on to
no
shit.
more. But even during that time when we wasn't really getting along all the time, that never crossed my mind where I wanted to go step out because of whatever reason. Like
Right.
I made a conscious effort. I made a choice. It's not just a law thing for me. Like I believe in God, and I stood before God and was like, "Yo, God, like this is the one. I'm not gonna do this. You know what I'm saying? I took a vow, bro.
Right.
And it's like I don't care how I'm not gonna. There's nothing in my mind that once you're married, there's nothing that can drive you to cheat. I'm sorry. I will beat my dick until it falls off, but I will not cheat. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
For
I
what?
dig it.
My-
I dig it.
My wife cheats on me. I'm telling her thank you. Getting my shit, and we going our separate ways.
Wow.
Thank you for what?
Won't even
For
like
showing
try
me-
to
for
hash
showing
it
me
out.
Showing you
time
that
up
you're
there.
not the person I'm supposed to be with for the
showing
rest
me
of my
mad,
life.
that's mad Hollywood script. Fuck you, stupid motherfucker. Why you do that shit? Like, I'm breaking shit. I'm doing all types of wild shit.
But that's the thing.
There's no need to even get into all that.
Yeah, I don't need to have that animosity. I don't need to.
Oh
have
no, I'm
that
a human
anger.
being, and that shit you gonna look. No, I'm sorry. I don't like when people don't
So,
act like they not human.
My
It's
my
like,
that, but
that
that's not
actually
acting
that's
like
goes
a,
that.
back to our
normal
conversation
human
last
reaction
time.
is to flip out.
Oh, I'd
That
be
actually
mad.
goes back
I
to
didn't
our
say I wouldn't be
conversation
mad.
last time in regards to abortion and that person that aborted your baby without you knowing.
Yeah,
You're just like, oh well, bye, bitch. But
Yeah.
in this case, it's not like that.
it's a little different because I ain't commit to have that baby, but I committed into a marriage. I committed to a relationship. Babies just happen. All of mine's happen that way.
And I'm not gonna let your shitty ass decision making affect my
Yeah.
vibe.
Well,
And
so
that's
you,
the same thing. Shitty
It
ass
is for a
decision-making.
minute. You're gonna have a hole for at least a week.
Like I said, like I
You know
said,
what I'm
I'd
saying?
be
Like-
upset. I'd be heartbroken. I'd be all that. I'll go
No,
through
you're
my
gonna
emotions.
You're gonna be
But at the end of the-
contemplating some foul shit. I'm telling you.
At the end of the day, though, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna be saying fucking
But
thank
why,
you.
Well,
why
aren't
do you
you a
think? Why do
strong
you,
black
why, do,
woman?
why do you think that your significant other isn't able to redeem themselves?
It's not about that. It's not about redeeming.
You didn't
you
have
walked
the
into a
decency-
marriage
you didn't
ahead of
consider me
time.
in the beginning. You didn't consider me going through what you was doing. You were on your selfish shit.
That's a broken promise, bro.
We
Right.
made a vow. We made a commitment to each other to be loyal to each other.
Mm-hmm.
And you got so tied up in whatever emotion that you were feeling and whatever selfishness you felt you needed to fulfill, that you went and broke that with
Like-
everything that we built. Because you're not just cheating on me, you're cheating on our life.
What's
that we
tripping
built
on me
together.
is why
Yeah.
is
it's
why
not
is
just
it
it's not
that
just that moment.
Right.
cheating is so accepted.
Like-
Like even on the female side, you hear from so many girls, well, you know, niggas cheating, that's what they do, but that's still my man. And then like y'all, I don't want to call y'all bitches, but y'all bitches is dumb. What?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's true.
he be that's still my man. You can have him, but he coming home. Y'all bitches are
you
stupid.
sure she ain't talking
You're
about her
stupid.
pimp?
cheating is unacceptable. Like it is.
That's what it sounds like.
I mean,
if I told you I'm gonna be with you forever, you're the only person I'm gonna sleep with. You're the only person I'm gonna do this and that and that and that and that. I'm making the promise, bitch. You better not break that promise because you're gonna have a real problem with me. I'm not throwing away my life, but I am giving my life to you. It's only right that you give it back to me. So there's no accident. It's not about being redeeming. You could be redeemed for being mean to somebody or you know what I'm saying, acting a certain
Redeem
way.
yourself with your next
But that's
husband.
a conscious effort. Like if you wanted to fuck somebody else, then just leave me.
Yeah,
right?
that's
Or
what
just
I'm
be
saying.
real, yo.
Don't
Just
sit
tell me
there-
before you even cheat, yo. I feel like
Right,
I
'cause you
can't
know
even
what you-
continue
you know
with
what
you
you're
right
doing.
now.
Go through
It's
the
not an
separation.
accident.
Go through the
Like,
channels. Let me know. Like, listen,
you
this
didn't
shit ain't
slip-
working out. Don't
you didn't slip and
disrespect me on
fall on
top
some
of
dick.
it. And everything that we built, that we spent the last however many years building
Yeah.
together.
Yeah, you
Like
don't do
we
that
have
shit.
we have a life together. It's not just some person you're dating that.
But that's
you know,
that's kind of why I feel like, I'm not disagreeing with both of you guys, Frank, and well, all of you guys really, but because of what you're just saying, it's kind of why I feel like, you know what, maybe you should give this another shot, especially if there's years.
Ask for a threesome. If you're gonna cheat, ask for a threesome.
Yeah, but you guys have years together. Like just because she cheated,
You want some
or
more
he
pussy
cheated,
or you want some more dick? Ask for
Well,
a threesome.
What-
I mean,
what-
that's
if you-
not for nothing. That's
Hold on,
that's
all right.
Ask for a
actually
threesome.
reasonable.
So
if
you don't
you
think-
feel like you have other needs, that's
Right.
a reasonable request.
You don't think there are lies?
That way nobody's really gonna have at least you know, like, hey, I want some other whatever.
You don't think that there are lies that are leading to the cheat? You don't think that there are times that she's telling you she's doing something else when she's not doing that?
Yeah, that just
You
come.
don't
That
think-
doesn't come spontaneously.
and then it just builds up. It's lie upon lie upon lie that leads to the cheat.
Not all the time.
No, not all the
It could
time,
be.
but sometimes.
I mean, yeah, in theory that could happen, but
Listen, if someone gets driven to cheat, there's a lot of things that have been going on already, right? It
Unless
didn't
it's
just come
some
out of nowhere.
spontaneous thing.
No, there's no spontaneous cheating.
There is.
there has to be.
There is.
I don't think.
I think there's a such thing
that
as spontaneous cheating.
I
It's
think
not.
so.
It's not everything is
There's gotta be
premeditated.
shit going on already.
Not-
Man. There's not.
It's not about
random dude.
things not going on. It's not that it's premeditated, but
You're going off
if
of
that-
physical
like
drive
yeah,
versus-
you're there and
it
it
happens.
happens. Like
Yeah.
it's not. You know what's happening. You can't control your loins or whatever, but it's not
Right.
premeditated.
But what I'm saying is there's shit going on prior to that
That'll
that
drive you
led
to
to
it.
that. That's what I
Yeah,
mean by
I
there's
get
no
it.
I don't
spontaneous cheating.
know if I agree to that 100%. 100%. I don't know if I agree with that 100%. The only reason why I'm saying is because there could be a time where, I don't know, whoever it may be, whether the husband and the wife, you guys pick it. At like a gathering, not like a family gathering or it's like just some kind of gathering, be it either with friends or work related or whatever, right? And what happens if that person just likes another person that just nothing, like there's nothing going on, nothing. You just had one too many drinks, and she or he decided to just take that lead.
Never will alcohol or any other fucking substance give reason to making that shit acceptable.
I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying it is acceptable. I'm just saying. I'm just saying that it just so happens that
it's still not spontaneous. Your ass knew you was getting
Facts.
too fucking drunk, bitch.
Control yourself.
Control yourself.
Yeah,
especially if you at a work event. What's wrong with you? Your
Listen,
boss is there. You
it's
better
really,
stop.
As a dude, I
that.
can tell you, it's really like niggas be coming up with every excuse on why they be cheating.
Nah.
There's really we be coming
There
up
is
with
no-
anything, hoping that y'all believe the things that there's no reason for it. Like there's none unless a woman like held you down and got your dick hard without your consent and jumped on top of you. Like
that's rape, by the way.
Well, I mean, then
Yeah,
right,
exactly.
Yep.
There's
That's
no
his
way.
point.
That's my point. There's no other way to accidentally.
There's no
cheat.
justification really to cheating other than
I agree. Listen,
you
I'm
were
just-
weak. You couldn't control yourself.
Look, I agree.
And
Cheating
I
is
personally have
unacceptable.
no interest in that. So
Cheating, I agree.
And
cheating
yeah,
is
you can technically redeem yourself, but I don't even want you. I don't care if you redeem. Like you
Listen,
shouldn't have did it.
like I said.
Nah, yeah.
I'm sorry, Fabian.
It's all right now.
I don't know. Cheating is unacceptable. However, I feel that depending on the amount of time you guys have together, that you should talk it out and work through it.
And it's
You know
not-
what?
Yeah, I probably look.
Listen,
I'm gonna
I
tell
gotta-
you.
the
yeah.
longer you're together, it almost makes it worse
How
All right.
so?
because you built so much more.
I'm not gonna say
Yo,
I
tell
would
that
just
to
walk
people.
away
Tell
from
that
my
to,
wife.
to
but-
people who actually lived through that, who actually cheated, worked through it,
Listen,
and actually have a
Jonah,
beautiful
Jonah.
marriage afterwards.
More power to them. I'm not hating on them.
I'm gonna might get a little deep here, but I kind of respect where you're coming from, only because you believe in that redemption thing because of what we talked about last podcast.
Yeah.
About redeeming yourself. So you feel like there's a second chance. And you never in your life ever think about doing that again, especially now with somebody that you love.
Mm-hmm.
So I know you feel like if that were to happen, you almost, you feel guilty about what happened in the past. So you almost feel like almost be a free pass. You're hurt, but let's work it out because of what you did in the past.
Well,
but it's a different story.
There's 2 points to that, though. One is you're right. Like, yes, that does play a role about the whole redeeming myself from the past and all that. But the second reason why I think I feel so hard about this is because of my past. Like, I feel like if it happens to me, then that's just your karma, bro.
Yeah,
like,
but
now
you did it, so you feel like, how
like,
could you get mad at somebody else?
Yeah, but if it happened to me, that's not my karma. It's not. I guess you probably feel that way because you used to do that shit. I didn't do that shit. So if you fucking cheat on me, like, it's a real problem. I'm not saying I would like just walk away from you because, again, you my wife, we got kids together and shit like that. But it's not. It's probably over after that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just lines that I'm not gonna cross and you don't cross. We can cross every other line. Don't physically touch each other and don't cheat on each other.
And plus,
that's my lines.
Right.
You can call me a dirtbag. You can say anything you want to me verbally. Don't touch me, right? Don't cheat on me.
Dang.
That's it.
I hear you. I get it. I hear you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And there's a promise you made. Like, that body doesn't even belong to you. It belongs, like, your body belongs to to the opposite person.
Right.
Like, my body doesn't belong to me. It belongs to my wife. My wife's body doesn't belong to her. It belongs to me, kind of thing. Yep. You know, like, so then it's like, dang, that's a huge disrespect.
Right. Yep. Like, it's levels of, it really comes down to integrity, like, and morals. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you, again, I've never been in that situation, thank God, at least not with her. But I don't know how I would react, but I would kind of think like I would be so hurt that I wouldn't even be bothered no more, like, because that's a deep cut, man.
I know.
When
my wife knows you.
Yeah.
I mean, not that it's ever been a question, but you cheat on me, like, a kid won't keep me with you. Whatever our living situation won't keep us. No material thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is the commitment we made to each other. Right? And you, like I said, you not only disrespected me, you disrespected yourself, you disrespected our marriage and the life that we have built together. Right? The holy matrimony.
It doesn't mean that you're a bad person. You made a mistake, sure. But your mistake now is going to have consequences. And one of those consequences is not having me as your husband.
Right.
You know, if we have children, you're still going to be the mother of my child. That none of that's gonna change.
Respect you as such,
right? And I'll still respect you as that. You know what I mean? But
ain't no relationship.
The relationship side of it, that you killed that.
Right.
And Jordan, I would have to agree with you. Like, you know what? You'd be almost a hypocrite to not be able to work it out with somebody after what you did in the past. But you know, I agree with you to a point. But check this out. You're talking about two mature married adults who went through experiences and life-changing shit, and you guys are different people than when you're young doing dumb shit as teenage kids. Completely different. You can't hold that over your head from the man you were back then to the man you are now. It just ain't gonna coincide.
I mean, listen, I agree.
So I hear you, but
yeah, I do feel like, you know, that's the line that none of us should cross, especially if you're married, because
and God forbid, hopefully no one ever crosses.
Right, because I do believe that, like, you guys, till death do us part thing. Like, I do feel like, you know, I made a vow and I made a commitment in front of God, especially since we got married in the church. That like, I committed myself not only just to you, my wife, but also to God himself. Like, yo, I'm making a promise to her and to you that I'm gonna be the man I'm saying I'm gonna be. I'm gonna keep it faithful. And if this woman gets sick on me, I'm gonna still be there. Like, I'm not gonna just cower out and run. You know what I mean? Right. I believe that wholeheartedly. But I also believe that, you know, if she makes that mistake, that we should be able to hash that out.
I mean, we're gonna talk. Man. I don't know if it's gonna work out at the end, but it's not like I'm not gonna talk to you about it.
Well,
you know
I mean,
we can try to talk something, but
if the outcome is just that look, man, we gave this a shot. We tried this for 2-3 months, went to therapy, whatever the case may be. We gave it a shot, and on a personal level, like, you may say to yourself, like, yo, I just can't get over it. Like, it's just not gonna. I don't care how many years we after this, like I'm just not gonna get over this. So if at that point you feel like, yo, you know what, regardless, it's just not gonna work out because I'm just not gonna let this go, then cool, like I get it. You know what I'm saying? Because at the same time, I'm also the person that if I decide to forgive you, I'm gonna stand by that. Like I can never bring that up again. I can't hold it up to you.
Man, and that's real respectable. That's why I know how I would react, because I don't think I could ever bring myself to forget that.
Forget.
That's why.
I would never. It would stay with me forever.
But that's the thing, because I can't forget it. I can't forgive it because now every time you go out, I'm gonna be like, yo, put your location on. Put your location on, bitch.
Yeah,
I don't know. You can't go outside.
I can't live like that. I don't want that anxiety, that paranoia, that worry. Like that's not a good way to live. Yeah. I've had that before, and it just was so toxic. Mm-hmm. So knowing that my personality and how I would be, like that's almost more reason why like I can't do this, because I don't. Trust is one of the most important thing to me in every relationship, whether it's with you guys, my wife, my parents, a co-worker, whatever. It's the most important thing for me and the foundation for every relationship that I have. So that's almost like an ultimate betrayal for me.
I get it.
So I wouldn't be able to move past it. I wouldn't be able to forget it. So therefore I would never be able to forgive it.
Got it.
That's really where my.
Do you have to be able to forget to forgive though?
Personally, yes.
Hell yeah.
Okay, individually.
Personally, absolutely.
To forgive is to forget. That means I can't.
It's not.
Nah, I'm afraid. If I truly forgive you, that means I'm past it, and it's not a thing. Like it just doesn't exist anymore. Like to truly forgive is to truly forgive. Like I'm not. It doesn't exist anymore. The thing I'm not holding that to you anymore. So if I'm not holding that to you anymore, it cannot be in my mind.
So that's like some real God shit. He ain't gonna hold it over you. If you're forgiven for that, you're done. You clean.
I can only forgive you one time.
Yeah, I see what you mean. I mean, we're human beings. I can't do that myself.
Right.
It'd be really hard for me to. Not saying I can't.
But the theory behind it is if I'm going to forgive you, it cannot live in the brain anymore, because if it still lives in the brain, I didn't forgive you. Right? You stepped on my foot 4 years ago. Oh, my bad. I forgave you. Do I actually remember? He probably stepped on my foot in life and said sorry, and I'll never fucking remember it. Right? You know what I mean? So it's kind of the same thing. Like
that's different though, man. Between somebody stepping on your sneakers and
it's still the same. It's still the same thought process. If I forgave you, it's not going right. It's the concept. If I forgave you, it cannot live in my brain, because if I forgave, it doesn't. I'm not holding you to that anymore. To me, I'm not holding you to it anymore.
I mean, then the question is, could you really hold somebody to something if you're still remembering it or not?
Right.
And if you can, some people can. Yeah, I still remember it, but it won't have no influence in my decision or how I'm feeling.
Right.
But I feel like some people can't do that, because as soon as you think about it, it already affects your decision making.
Well, it depends on the situation. So if I forgave you for something, and then now you're doing that same thing that I forgave you for, is going to bring up back those memories, then yeah, I mean that's not me just remembering it. You kind of bringing that, you sparking that. But I'm not going to just start remembering. Sleeping in the bed, this bitch did this shit to me once. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah. Like, if I forgave you, I'm not gonna sit and I'm not gonna have peace in my own spirit if I sit there and I said I forgive you, because now I can't even resolve it no more, because I told you I forgave you, so I can't even bring it back up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's like I have to let it go on the inside, and it just has to not be a memory no more. That's true forgiveness.
I really want to get one opinion on this part, specifically you, Ray, because you said to forgive doesn't necessarily mean you forget, right?
Yep.
That was your stance?
Right. Well, I asked do you have to forget to forgive?
Right. And when John said you can't forgive without forgetting, you disagreed.
Right.
Right? So you believe that you can forgive without forgetting.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Can you tell us why?
I don't think you have to hold that person to what it is that they did before anymore, but it might linger, but it doesn't mean that you have to hold judgment or you have to judge what it is that they're doing next or based on that. It might be something that might continue to come into your mind, but it doesn't mean that you have to judge them based off of what off of their past. Right.
Can I answer that too? Because I do believe just what you're saying is as I believe it. Only I might have a little twist to yours. I feel that when you forgive somebody, you don't necessarily have to forget it. You just kind of don't put yourself in that situation again, so that it happens again. Not from a cheating standpoint, just in life. Standpoint. Just in life. So to give an example as to what I mean by that, right? I've had a friend. I mean, we don't speak now, but when what he did was he pretty much said that I tried to get his wife to find out he was cheating through like my Facebook pictures and something like that, because I like friend requested her and she decided to like go through all my pictures. Mind you, these pictures was like 5 years before that day actually happened, right? So, he like spread mad rumors about me and my old job, like all this crazy stuff. Now, at that time, was I pissed? Sure. Every time I came across him or we crossed paths, like instantly my emotions was rising. Like I felt. But then when I decided to forgive him for that.
To let go of that.
To let go of that. It's still in my mind because I can tell you exactly what happened.
And it's now in your mind. It's in your mind more of a recollection to
of some shit,
what could potentially happened,
right?
So you don't repeat the same mistake.
Oh, but see, but then
of something that happened in my past, right? But when I see him, even to this day, like if I see him, I don't feel nothing towards it. Like I don't feel no. We can be in this same exact room. He could be sitting right next to me, and we can all be having a conversation. And if I got something to tell him, I might turn him and tell him, yo, well, and say something to him and not feel anything towards it. So that's why I feel like forgiveness, you can forgive without forgetting. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Fabian got something.
But what he was saying was actually kind of bringing to my point. To prevent, think about what you said.
Because then you're learning your lesson. And it doesn't mean that you have to repeat the same mistake to learn your lesson, because you've already learned your lesson. So because you've learned your lesson with that individual, they taught you something special. So whatever it is that they taught you, it means that you can see the patterns reoccurring if it were to reoccur.
But not necessarily with them, but with other people.
Truly forgiving because you're taking that lesson and turning it into something else.
No.
If you really truly forgive, you're almost naive again. Like,
no.
It does not exist anymore.
So. No, I don't think so.
If you forgot, you're done.
No.
So that person is completely innocent in your eyes.
No, I'm just not holding you to it. I'm not holding you to the thing that you did already.
But I guess what Fabian's saying is, if you forget, then it's like all the events didn't happen, including the lessons that you learned.
That's the.
I mean, they did, but I'm just saying, like, right? You got to take it as it didn't happen because
you can't say that you forget if you still retain the lessons that you took from that situation.
Correct. Right.
So I guess I can see it from that front.
Well, you can have a turn the other cheek. Attitude towards it. So it's like, it's not even that I didn't learn the lesson. It's just that I'm gonna give you opportunity to do it to me again and see if you do it.
Well, that's a little different than forgetting.
But that's what I'm
Did
saying.
we say that we would forget?
But did you really forgive them? For
our
that,
thing is to
forgive. Yes, hell yeah. If I give you opportunity to do the same shit to me again twice, yes, I forgave you because I'm still letting go.
Right. It's not to forget.
Why would you let the same thing happen to yourself?
It's not to forget.
You didn't forgive them from the first
I'm giving you the opportunity. So
it's not to forget. It's to forgive, but to allow them the opportunity to redeem themselves so that they don't repeat the same error.
See, this is where I differ in this situation because if I forgave you for whatever that situation, I'm not giving you the opportunity to do that again.
So
we're just not gonna do that.
Then that's not forgiving. You're not forgiving. It's a turn.
I forgave you.
But it's a turn the other cheek. If I give you one cheek to slap, I'm supposed to give you the other cheek to slap.
That's a contradiction to what. So what you were saying with the whole cheating thing. Because if you're then going to work things out with your wife, for instance, right? You're giving her an opportunity again.
Right.
She will have that same opportunity to cheat on you again.
Yeah.
So that contradicts what you just said, because you said you're not giving if you forgive the person, you're not giving them the opportunity to do that.
Right. So if you forgave your wife, you forgive your wife for cheating.
Well, I guess so. So then I guess it's kind of different then, because when I say that I'm not giving them the opportunity to do it again, it's just like I realized a pattern that may happen, and I'm just not gonna. For example,
you're not gonna repeat your same. You're not gonna repeat the same sequence of events that you potentially committed to allow them the opportunity.
Right. Exactly.
But they still can do that on their own.
Yeah, if they could do it on their own, they could do whatever the case. But then I'm just not gonna put myself in that situation where it caused that issue.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna put myself in that situation. But if it was to happen, right? If it was to happen, then I mean, you know, I can't change it. But
okay,
yeah, I'm not gonna put myself in that situation.
No, not on purpose, at least.
But
right.
A lot of this stuff actually pertains a bit to even our next topic too.
Absolutely.
I'm actually gonna pose this specifically to Fabian to start. Okay.
The fuck?
So
what'd you do?
I don't know.
Okay. Is it right, or should we have expectations? Is it right to have, or should we have expectations?
Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to ask the first thing is I'm gonna have to ask the question is
you're gonna need a lifeline.
What are we? What is it in reference to? Is it gonna be in terms of relationship, friendship, life?
Period. Should you be able to? Should you go through life having expectations, whether it be of a person, of a situation, of a thing? Should you have expectations in life?
We got deep on
this
one, Joe.
Yeah,
we got real deep on this episode, Joe.
Some of this shit you don't think about.
I gotta start thinking now. But you know what the funny part is? Throughout my life, I've kind of had expected and I've not expected. And
expected
I think it's
on yourself.
I've had expectations and then I have an expectation. But the only thing I can say is the difference is that you feel a certain way when you don't have expectations. It's almost kind of like liberating. You go into something, it is what it is.
Not too high, not too low.
Not too low. And you know what? And it's I mean, even relationships, for example, you know what I mean? I'm putting unrealistic expectations because of the way either I was brought up or what I want. And it can't always be, you can't have your cake and eat it too. You know what I mean? And then again, I'm not a perfect human being myself.
That saying so bad.
You know, I know you hit it.
It's not how the saying goes.
I told you that's not the proper way.
Yeah.
And I've learned throughout, I'm not a perfect human being myself. And so I'm not even giving, you know, expectations, you know, and I'm not putting it out there. And so it kind of depends on the situation, the scenario. I'm kind of leaning towards it's better to not have expectations.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Not too high, not too low. Like John said, you won't be surprised. It's a tough one. It is because a part of me still says, damn, I kind of want this. And I think I should have that. I mean, there's certain expectations that I feel like are a necessity. For instance, friendship, loyalty is a must. That's it. You know what I mean? Some people say, okay, you shouldn't expect that in people, but in order, I value that and I give that, so I expect that in return. You know what I mean? And so it depends on the situation, but you can go ahead.
Ray, what do you think? Where do you stand on that?
Oh man, well, I agree with Fabian to a certain extent. I agree with Fabian that it's like having it but not having it at the same time, especially individually. I feel like I put certain expectations on myself and I want to get a certain result, but I also have to understand at the same time, although I put those expectations on myself, I shouldn't expect those results because that's not always what's going to come. And why I say that is because when I put those expectations, I might become depressed or I might get anxious or whatever from what it is that I want to acquire from doing those XYZ things. So I've learned that when I don't expect Z to come from XY actions, that I am much happier, and it allows me a space where I don't have to get depressed or anxious, and I can maintain my peace in that aspect.
Okay, all right. Jonah?
My
so
fault.
Deep in thought.
No, you know what it was?
We'll come back to you, sir.
No. Hold on a second. The reason why I got stuck was because I wasn't expecting it to come my way. I was expecting it to go to John, and then it'd be me last, considering that this conversation started from you and I.
That's why I went to you, because like that way there was a separation between us. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but I mean, I get it.
That shit got me stuck.
Should we come back? Should we come back?
Yeah, because we should come back because honestly, at least to me, because I kind of forgot the question.
I feel like John knows the answer. I'm looking at him right now. He's waiting. He's waiting.
Mean, the question was, should you have expectations in life? Is that?
I forgot the question.
You want to know why? I'll tell you the truth.
He's looking for
Because
clarity.
the fucking Celtics and Bucks are on.
No, not you.
What's going on? What's going on right there?
I'm talking about I forgot the question.
I'm watching the game.
Because I forgot the question because I'm like listening to all your answers, replaying our conversation, and then like
don't use our conversation. Don't try and come into this battle preloaded, bro.
Well, that's what I'm doing. I'm loading up. That's what I'm doing. I'm listening to it, and then I'm just
get out of here. Right.
I'm putting the bullets in.
You want time out? You needed time.
So should I have expectations? Like, and that's like just in life.
Like, right? Is it right in life to have expectations?
I mean, depends. I guess it's a really that's kind of like such a fucking broad ass question. Like, do I expect the sun to come up? That's an expectation, right?
Well, you know what? How about we start first? Like, what do you think? Do you have
expectations? You know what I'm saying? What are the qualifications? Do I expect things from other people? I never, ever expect anything from other humans. I expect the sun to rise and the set.
Why don't you expect anything?
Because I know I'm a fickle, fragile, twisted, complicated being. Don't expect shit from me. I might tell you one thing and do another because that's what a fucking human being does. So I could try to rely on other people, but I don't really expect too much shit from people. Like I don't really expect kindness or friendliness. I don't expect any.
Do you
of that
expect
shit.
somebody to tell you bless you when
Scrooge?
you sneeze?
I don't. Why? Have you been on Earth for the past 3 decades? What about our upbringing in this generation have led you to believe that you should expect any of those things from anybody?
Because actually,
I don't know. I feel like I have some
because
pretty
I've done it
positive
myself.
relationships.
So it means somebody
Just
else
because I expect those things in myself, but I expect nothing out of other people. I expect nothing out of other people because number one, nobody owes me shit. Nobody owes me friendship. Nobody owes me friendliness. Nobody owes me being nice. So why should I expect that from you?
That what you just said, what you're saying is what my stance was when Frank and I spoke about it. Like I feel like when you expect things from people, all you're doing is setting yourself up
To be
for
failure.
Okay.
For failure. That's all you're doing.
But since Jonah wants to bring in the conversation that we had in the car, we
might as well.
He specifically said to me, which is where this topic came up. Okay, if you expect things from people, you will always be let down.
Not always.
Not always. Definitely not always.
That was my response, and he said, "No, absolutely, you will always."
Not always.
So that's just basically setting the bar low all the time.
Prepare yourself emotionally
really
to be
low.
let down every time. It's a difference. Even if you're not going to be let down every time, because nobody is going to let you down 100% of the time.
Exactly.
Like, hey, you expect the niggas to be here for the podcast today. You were wrong already.
Nah, but see, listen. My thing is there's a difference between, and this is where I feel like some people, maybe not you guys, but some people confuse expectation for what they want. There's a difference between a want and expecting somebody. Like you want somebody to be nice to you because you are nice to them. Don't fucking expect them to be nice. That's
right.
a want.
Right.
Like you said. We're not. Nobody's supposed to be nice to you. Nobody's supposed to shake your hand when they first see you. Nobody's supposed to hold that door for you. Nobody's supposed to fucking be there for you when you cry. Like, no, don't expect nobody to do a goddamn thing.
Yeah, nobody owes you shit on that front. But you can expect things if you want.
You can have realistic expectations. That's part of the problem, right? I think people set their expectations sky fucking high so that they can have a catastrophic disappointment. Like, if you have to set a realistic expectation for something, and then you can actually get realistic results.
Everybody's realistic expectation is different.
I was just about to say that, but who determines what's the realistic?
It's going to be based on your perspective and your positioning. Like it's personal in that sense, but the whole purpose of not having an expectation is not to be let down.
It's just a dangerous game you play expecting shit from people. I'm sorry.
It is.
Don't even expect your employees to show up to work every day.
Right.
Fuck that. If I'm running the shop and you got employees, I'm expecting every one of the motherfuckers to call out every day. And if they don't, it's a plus.
Yes.
Period. Well, that's how I'm wired. I'm always going to expect that you're not going to do the thing that you're saying you're going to do. I have to mentally prepare myself for the thing so I can cover my ass. And if it doesn't happen, right? It's all gravy.
It's all good.
That's such a sad.
It's not sad.
way.
It's called self-preservation. You're protecting yourself.
But you
right?
But protecting yourself against what? Disappointment.
From
That's about it.
Yes. Don't allow yourself. Listen, if I'm sitting here waiting for you all day,
I don't live emotionless.
If I'm waiting for you all day,
but you don't have to be emotionless.
It's not
That's
about
some emotionless ass
it's not
shit.
emotionless.
You try not to feel disappointment.
If I'm waiting, if we're doing a project together and I'm waiting and I'm expecting you to finish your half of the project, we all been there with the kid in class. We in groups of 3, but there's always that one kid. Right, it's expectation.
So,
like,
I'm like, bitch, that dude was supposed to do his work. Fuck him. I did all my shit.
He said me. You fucking right. Me. And guess what? I still got an 80. Right? You shouldn't have expected that shit from me. You shouldn't expect. That's your fault. I'm not doing that shit. It's the teacher's fault that he dragged y'all into this shit with me. I could have got the 0. Right. I'd have been fine with it. But nope. He had to dress. So expectation. Don't expect anything. You're setting yourself up. So if I'm
setting yourself up for possible disappointment. Absolutely, I don't disagree with that.
So listen, if I'm doing a group project with 3 of us, right, and I'm gonna do an individual project by myself. Like I'm gonna do the whole thing alone, and then I'm gonna do it with the group members separately, just in case a motherfucker don't come through. Just in case. Mm-hmm. Don't think, and this is keeping it a buck. Don't think that if the podcast shit didn't work with y'all, I wasn't already have my plans to do a podcast for me. Just for myself. Mm-hmm. I'm not relying on nobody, right? I would be stupid to do that. I'm not going to accomplish what I wanted to accomplish. It's great that we cohesive and it works together, but if it didn't, I was going to do it.
Right, you wasn't going to be let
down.
I
was all right. I was already on. So when you expect, it's good to have expectations from people, but don't hinge anything on anybody's word. Because words is fickle.
But again, I think expectations. But then I go back to a realistic expectation. Like I expect everybody to be ready to do this.
For example, you're not going to be ready to shoot the shot.
Who determines what's a real expectation?
Listen, I can expect. You can only expect that of yourself. Do not expect any greatness from anybody else but yourself. Hope that others are great and you inspire greatness in other people.
Right, but dude, if you expect loyalty, I expect trust.
But
what about you working as a team, as a unit? You don't function as one?
Yeah, you do. But again, if my greatness, you need my greatness to make you great? Right? No, but listen, you expecting me to be here on time, do what I got to do on the mic and all of that, right? And if I don't, that's stopping your greatness.
No, it's not.
If for temporarily for what you're trying to do, it is.
No, it's not.
If all of us, if you're trying to do a podcast with 5 people, and 4 of them people was not up to par and fucking up, it's fucking up your 5 people podcast. You have to. You're right. You expect somebody to carry that weight.
That's not going to affect my greatness.
For right now, it is until you go through your moment. Yeah, that's my point. You're waiting around for other people to. You're expecting other people to hold their and it's.
No, because like you said, if you don't,
but not everybody's not. It always.
If you get lost in the damn basketball game, guess what? I'm gonna still be doing this.
All right.
So I'm expecting you to participate, but if you don't, guess what? I'm gonna still rock out. I get it.
Right. Well,
here's the question I got. Right, who determines what a real expectation is?
The person that's setting the expectation.
It's
individual. It's individual.
Yeah. But it's not a group this is effort. This is why I said you want them to be on time. You want
I expect you
because
to
you
be
want
on time.
them to. That's what needed.
Do I want them to along with that? Yes, but no.
But at the same time, you expect them to shoot, man. Things. Like when we're gonna talk,
I expect my wife to be loyal. I expect my wife to be faithful.
Yeah, but prepare yourself. Yeah, you're right. That's my expectation. But prepare yourself mentally that she's not.
But again, realistic expectation. We're not talking about the preparation. We're talking about, is it okay to have an expectation?
I think you should have an expectation on yourself. You shouldn't expect things from others.
That's it. I can ask of things for other people, and if they I can try to trust their word, but at the end of the day, I'm never going to believe you until I see the thing that I asked you for.
Right, but
that's just me as a human being.
You don't think that you'll set an expectation after you start seeing what it is?
No, absolutely not. Because I've been people are, or you can be consistent for 3 weeks, for 3 years straight, and then not be consistent no more. That's not the things happen. You know what I'm saying? So no, it happens to everybody. People change with such complex beings that there's no such thing as always on time. There's no such thing as always there when you need to be. There's no such thing as that. It's so many complications in life. So if I sit here and make all my plans relying on somebody, I'm expecting you to follow through. I'm expecting you to do this, and you don't. I'm now fucked because I didn't even come up with a backup plan. I was so invested.
But one has nothing to do with the other. You can have an expectation and still have a backup plan. Like why do you have to set an expectation and that's it?
Why am I coming up with a backup plan if I'm expecting something means
because that's called preparation. You can still prepare.
I don't know, man.
But I'm gonna tell you.
Well, hold on? Isn't the definition of
expecting?
Oh shit, let's look it up.
Isn't that actually? I mean, it's not a guaranteed thing. You're expecting, but it's not guaranteed, right?
I don't know. I think expecting is a guarantee.
It is?
No, expecting is not a guarantee. It's what you are.
Let's Google this shit.
Because
if that's the case, that changes everything. So then I would agree with what you were saying then. You can expect something of somebody. It's okay to have.
It's likely to do or be something. As
likely.
Damn, where'd you get that?
Not guaranteed to do.
Google.
What word did you
expecting?
I got expectation. It says a strong belief that something will happen,
still
or
still
be the case.
Belief.
Not a guarantee. Think it likely. Believe. Imagine. Assume. Conjecture. Surmise. Calculate. Judge. More.
It's still not an absolute. So yeah, you can set an expectation, and then you can also prepare for that expectation to not be met.
Yeah.
Or you just don't have the expectation. Continue with your plan, and if it happens to be that it does fall into play, then hey,
in a team you need to rely on that other person though. Like you do, and I'm talking about in a firefight.
Yeah, but you're right. But I would never start a team project that I couldn't do by myself.
I'm talking about in a firefight. You're gonna if I can't.
You've been saying the firefights,
bro.
So you didn't start getting married unless you could.
No, that's for the rest of your life. Hey, listen. All right, I'm not gonna. Yeah, you're right.
Right, but I'm telling you right now from firsthand experience. When you're in a firefight, you expect your person, your boy, to back you up. But if you can't, you got to do something when he can't back you up.
I'm sorry. I would like that, but I would never, even in a firefight, I would not expect.
Let me ask you.
I'm not going to rely on you. My life is on the line. I'm not relying on you.
Man, you better expect me. I will be busting shots all day.
Out of this situation that have nothing to do with you.
Ray, let me ask you this question.
I have an out already, team or not.
You've obviously have experience in that type of situation overall.
You could definitely expect me to bust shots.
Were you
it's
trained?
I know you're gonna bust shots.
Yeah.
Huh?
Listen, were you trained, or in some part of your training, told to expect that your partner or your, I don't know how you guys call each other, but your partner
to expect the unexpected.
Right. So you were told to expect the unexpected.
Correct.
That's what you told. We're told because the unexpected will happen.
Because when you're in war, you can't predict anything.
Right, but you also can't. They also don't tell you to, hey, listen. And when you guys go into war, right? Mm-hmm. Expect your man to have your back.
No, that's an untold thing. Like
it's a want. Like you guys want that. Would like for that shit to happen. Ideally, that'd be a perfect fucking world. But God forbid he gets sniped. You don't even fucking know that.
Right. That's a different story. But if he's not,
but if you were already prepared, like yo, this is me.
But if he is, you need a contingency
That's a different story,
plan.
right?
But again, an expectation is not an absolute. So why can't you expect things of people and then prepare yourself?
It's too much pressure on the other person.
I'm
gonna tell you another reason. I'm gonna tell you another reason, and this is not a moral, but a personal reason. If I start expecting things out of you, and you fail to meet those expectations, I'm not gonna like you anymore. And I don't want to hate you. So it's easier for me not to expect anything out of you to maintain our relationship.
So it's more for your own emotional security than it is.
I don't want to hate you. I don't want to rely on you.
I mean, yeah, really.
If you letting me down, I don't ever want to have to expect you to be there for me.
I have felt like in our relationship, John. Actually, in every relationship that I've had with you guys, that I feel like you guys do have expectations of me.
That's because you have expectations of yourself.
You're right. I do.
Mm-hmm. So I do have expectations of you, just the ones that you have.
Shut up. Yes, you're right. I have expectations of myself, but I also feel like you guys have expectations of me as well.
They're the same ones.
So
whenever you expect of yourself, I expect of you because that's what you established yourself as.
Okay.
And I'm establishing, but don't expect shit from me. You'll never be hurt. If I'm here, it's awesome, but don't expect the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I'm on the same boat with you. I'm just
because of that, though. I feel like I set, and maybe I set this on myself. Fine, I'll give you that. I set standards on my relationships with each and every one of you, on what I expect from you in the relationship and what I expect of myself to get in a relationship. Because quite frankly, if you're not giving nothing, what purpose do you have in my life? I can't expect.
I mean, but that's in general, though. Yeah. Like literally, like if somebody, regardless of who it is,
what is your value?
Well, yeah, right. If in our friendship, if we didn't give something to each other, there wouldn't be a friendship.
Right, but that's my point. So I expect you to have a value in my life.
Yeah, right? But our values might not be the same. My value might be laughter and good times.
But it's not about them being equal. That's my point. But so then the values being the same is irrelevant.
But you can't. But
it's not about our expectations being equal to each other.
Nah,
that has nothing to do with it. But I have an expectation of you. I expect you guys to have my back. Shit pop off.
Okay.
I expect you guys to be loyal to me as friends.
But
that's bro code, bro. That's just bro code.
You guys to tell me the truth when I'm wrong.
Right.
I expect you to fight with me to prove your points the way you do.
Shoot is gonna shoot.
I expect that of you, and I set a standard where that you guys feel that a lot of other people don't.
Right.
So without expectations, how do you set standards? John's trying to peel away in the last 8 minutes for a cigarette.
Standards,
I'll go with you, yo.
But here's my question. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. But how do you set a standard for us, right? Just for the conversation. How do you set a standard for us and or an expectation of us, right? Mm-hmm. When our first initial conversation should have told you whether or not you would have gained that something from us or not. You know what I'm saying? Like who we are the day we met to now. I mean, I'm pretty sure we all were the same people.
Nope.
No, we're not the same
at
people.
all.
I
mean,
to a degree.
Not at all. Are you kidding? John? Excuse me. Wow.
I mean, all right. So I guess depending on the level of the time that you met. However,
even if we met last week, we're not the same people.
My man, he's in a house right now. Straight up, dude is in. Y'all laugh. This nigga's in a house. Life I never thought that he was gonna move out of his parents' basement. Get alone, have 4 kids, be happily married for years. Done his own thing. I never would have thought that of. There was a point that we stopped talking because we started going on 2 different paths. Right. The standard that I had for him, and my expectations of him, he wasn't meeting. He's one of the smartest people I know, but he wasn't fulfilling that. So we diverged, but you know what? We came back together because there's still a place in me that he fills. There's still an expectation and a standard that he fills. The same thing with Fabian. Now, Fabian and I never really fell off like that, but there was times that he ran off with completely other people. Why? Because I was wifed up. He was single. He was doing his thing. The expectations of what we needed in our life to be happy from each other weren't there. You know what I'm saying? But there were certain things that were met, and that's what kept us together. Right. The same reason why everyone is sitting here at this table right now is because I personally expect each and every one of us to fill different needs for our audience for this podcast, because we don't share
the same
beliefs.
Right, I get it.
Right,
I get it. I get it.
And I expect us to differ.
Hit you with the hard.
Hit you with the hard. That's just the reality of it. I'm not expecting us to be like, oh yeah, I agree with you. All right, cool. 5 minutes, we're done. No.
Well, I mean, to a degree, like the fact that we disagree, just what makes us human.
But it's not a want for me. Although yes, I do want it, but that's not my primary. No, I expect this shit out of us. I expect quality out of each and every one of you. And quite frankly, if one of y'all is fucking up with that, if I see John fucking up with his kids, not being there for his kids, guess what? I expect him to be a good father, and if he's not a good father, guess what I'm gonna do?
Call him out.
I'm gonna call him out on it. The same thing for you. If I see Fabian fucking gaining 240 pounds like he did, I'm gonna be like, bro,
you're getting 240 pounds.
Bro, I was almost 250. I don't want to talk about it.
I looked at bro. I looked at this nigga in a picture. I said, what happened?
There's two Fabians.
There was no empty space in the picture. It was head and round.
I ate one. That's
Like,
right.
it looked like he ate himself. Like there was two of him.
Facts.
Straight up.
But yeah, I guess you can have expectations when it comes to that. But I mean,
I don't know.
At the end of the day, it's only gonna hurt yourself. As
But
a friend,
that's
being
also
vulnerable
the
at the same time.
Right.
yeah,
That-
I mean
that's
that's
the
cool.
difference.
But
I'm
if you
okay
like
with
your
getting
feelings hurt,
I'm okay
not-
with getting hurt.
Yeah, that's being vulnerable.
I've been hurt enough, and so it's to the point where
That's fucking
I
life.
will never allow another person, right?
But you don't have to, and you can still be vulnerable.
Yeah, you could be vulnerable. You just ain't vulnerable to everybody. And again, I'm not gonna expect like certain things out of people because
That's why your expectations always change, and that's okay. You can change your expectation, but that doesn't mean that you don't set the standard for yourself. That doesn't mean that you don't. You're in this house right now, right?
Yeah.
You expect the landlord to take care of shit when something breaks, right? And if they don't, you'll make your moves to address it and to do what you need to do for your family. But at the same time, you expect
somebody come fix my shit.
Someone come fix your shit.
Yeah.
Right? And if they don't, you're gonna make moves to address it.
That's true.
There ain't nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with expecting something to go a certain way, and then if it doesn't, changing it. Because then you know what? When you have that expectation, you can be happy when it succeeds and when that expectation's met, but you then also have a right to be upset and do what you need to do when it doesn't. But you can't be neutral and not have an expectation. And then try and be happy at the end of it.
But
I'm happy, man.
But you can't be neutral because you can be happy either which way, no matter which route
right.
the work. No
I never emotionally
No, but then
invested.
it's not that you're happy. You just are.
No, you just happy. You're happy.
How are you happy?
Because you never expected.
If you don't have the option of being upset, you can't be happy.
Wait, what?
But we're not saying that. We're not saying that you can't be upset. Like you just.
I don't know.
That was a reach.
It's not a reach. How can you be happy if being upset is not an option? It's like saying you can have good without the bad.
But you can have good without bad. Like
the thing
they're
is,
not.
The thing is, there is always the option to be upset or happy.
It's a personal choice.
And which choice are you going to choose? To be happy or bad?
Being happy or upset is a personal
happy,
choice.
but the option is always there.
Yeah, it's
but
there.
But by you not having expectation doesn't mean that the option's not there. You just choosing to go with the happier side.
Maybe not expecting things to that person means happiness.
If you have the expectations,
maybe I don't allow myself to expect nothing out because I choose to be happy. It goes back to my point. If I expect something of you and you let me down, I'm one of those people I hold people on a pedestal. So if you're close to me, right, and if I feel like you're that person in my life, and I hold you on a pedestal, I hold all y'all on a pedestal. So if you do something to me, right, that's going to let me down, I'm never going to look at you the same. There's nothing you can do about it because you already let me down. So it's best for me not to even expect shit for you and just let you do the good things that you're going to do on your own and let you do the bad things that you
unless you can forgive and forget.
I mean, I don't know if I can
just forgive.
but I don't know but just because I spoke about it doesn't mean I can do it. Like I can speak about it.
Unless we could just forgive and allow
that
the other person to redeem themselves and
I think it really depends. I mean, I guess it depends on the way we were brought up, right? Because clearly, you and I were brought up different. Maybe you and I were. We was all
brought up differently.
Yeah, but to me, the reason why I'm so gun ho about not expecting shit is because every single time of my life that I expected somebody, it never fucking happened.
Well, that might be the people who you fucking
failed.
with.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I've never really held him to expectations, even though he think I do. But he's never really let me down in a situation. So there are people out there that. To me, it's just whenever I did expect from someone, it doesn't mean every single person. Just whenever I did expect something from somebody or of someone. Just never fucking. Hey,
happened.
nigga, you got new friends.
That's
exactly.
Yeah,
because we don't do that shit.
I gotta bring this back around right quick. I'm gonna go back to the first person we asked this question because he has been silent this whole time. Fabian,
what do you mean?
Where do you now stand? Since everyone else has been talking about this, you gave the first comments, and you've just been sitting there like
talking?
Because
thinking.
I've been very
talking. He's been talking away from the mic.
My bad.
I get what you're saying, John. Yeah. Nah, nigga, tell us how you feel now because you were in the middle. You're like, yeah, you can and you can't. So now you've heard.
Both
argument.
sides.
You've heard argument to both sides. So close this side out. Where do you once and for all stand since you started it ended?
Yeah, pressure's on. All right. All right. So here we go. I think it is okay to have expectations, but it's not okay to have unrealistic expectations. And the problem with unrealistic expectations, they come from the outside environment. I think I should have this because I'm entitled to this, or this person should be like this for me because I'm in position of stature, or because and it goes the same way. My normal thing is that I'm just loyal to the T, so I expect that. Some people consider that unrealistic because not everybody's like that. Only they got shady friends, and that's just the way it is.
Only cancers are like that.
I mean, I'll just bullshit with you. I'll shit on you, but whatever it is. But if shit goes down, I will be there. That's a different situation. I mean, you've known that. I mean, PJ is freaking expecting me. I've fallen short with PJ on a couple shit in my life. But when house burnt down, I'm there fucking feel like the 4 in the morning.
Let him down and shit. He make you feel like you just want to slit your wrist. Like you let PJ down. It's just.
I'm being real. Like I've done shit like I said I was gonna be there or I couldn't make it or
making me feel like shit.
I forgot to do something.
John, you were supposed to be there for me, man.
I missed the happy birthday fucking text. You know how we sensitive are about that shit as cancer. So I've done shit like that. But when it really comes down in case of emergency, break glass, I am there.
Real side note, like this is actually fits perfectly into expectation. From when we were younger, like I don't even know how young we were. Fabian always called the house on Christmas to say Merry Christmas to the family, to me and the family, every single year. For
John ain't shit because I guess he don't remember me doing it either.
Jeez, well no.
Fuck you, nigga. I did that shit every year until we got grown.
Bro. Dude was calling my house at like 7 in the morning though.
7-8-6-6-6-3.
I would call you like
down out my old number like that. Like
8429.
I would call him every Christmas morning like, yo, what you get? And he'll tell me all the dope shit he got, and he'd be like, what you get?
That was usually that
and I'd be like, nothing. Like I ain't getting nothing. I got some socks.
But here's the thing though. He would call like the house and like be talking to my mom's. And it got to a point that it was expected. Fabian was gonna call on Christmas until he didn't. Ooh. And this kind of goes to like what you were saying, that you can do something for 3-4 years, right? And
a nigga let you down that 1 year.
So, let him down.
So there was 1 year, I was like, Fabian didn't call us. I don't know, ma. I don't know.
You must have just had turned 21, huh?
Yo,
fuck your whole head up.
What up, bro? Yo, what happened? She wants to know why you didn't call. Oh, my bad, bro.
Nigga, I'm hungover,
and then I moved down, and now, that's it. There's not
that. See what happens when you're consistent? People expect shit out of you.
Yeah,
right.
I mean,
I don't want people to expect things out of me because I can't live up to shit.
So getting back to my thing, I think it's important that we should have expectations, but you just got to be careful that you don't do unrealistic expectations
to the expectation, right?
based upon. I mean, because it's all upon like what you think and what you feel, how you perceive others, and how you see yourself too is a big part
realism.
of it. So, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So as long as you got that in check, I think it's fine. But there ain't nothing wrong to say, "Hey, listen, you're my friend. I'm your friend. Listen, I think I got your back. You got mine." And I don't think that's even so much as an expectation. That should just be more of like an unwritten rule, just like you said in the military. That goes without saying. The guy next to you got your back unless he can't physically.
I mean, but that's it's kind of like what I'm saying. Like in this case, like it goes without saying. Like if we went out and one of y'all got too drunk and might have said something slick to somebody, like
was on.
It's bro code,
Yeah,
bro.
like,
Like
I
the
think
shit we
that's
just on and
man
popping.
thing.
You know what I'm saying?
That's not even. I don't even know if that's
expectation.
expectation. That's different.
You can,
Right. I don't consider
Nah,
that
that's
an
an
expectation.
Nah.
That's absolutely. How is that?
Any
not?
nigga,
That's
any
bro
nigga. I don't care if
code.
I just met you tonight, right?
Bro code is an
If you bring a new nigga, you bring your man's, like
True,
you're one of your homeboys, right? And he come to my house, and all three of us going out to drink, and I don't know that I just met this man tonight, and we get into some shit, and he don't fight. It's a real problem. It's gonna be another fight after that shit.
Right.
I don't even know him, but it's like a
But
bro
you can
code.
still expect something.
It's bro
That's
code.
just
But you,
It's bro code.
you expect
Expectations
You expect homie to throw down.
Only-
Then you here? You with us? I
Yeah,
expect you
I
to
get
hold
it.
throwing
shit
hands
down.
I
right
get
now.
it. I
Let's
get it,
do
but I feel like that's a separate category. I
I
do.
Yeah, I can understand.
Because it could
what
be
you-
a nigga that I met at the bar. If we just came cool 15 minutes before and you see some dude, like we start some shit and you not with me, my nigga, let's go. Like,
But this is what I'm saying. But you can. Expectations aren't set in stone, and an expectation here doesn't apply to an expectation there.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I got you.
Like it's a fluid thing. There's nothing that's concrete, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like every situation's different. Every relationship is different. It just
Yeah, I think
It's-
it's. I think it's
changes.
just important. To, you can have the expectation, but not attach yourself to the outcome.
Okay.
right.
That's deep.
That's okay. That's what that Ray. That was beautiful.
Damn, Ray always come out with some
That was
shit, man.
beautiful.
For
That might be
Codes.
that might be a
It's a
dope
real
way to end it actually on some
I-
fucking on some deep
Ray,
philosophical.
Ray, throw that down
philosophical-
again. Ray, throw that down.
Say it
again.
again.
Clarify.
I think it's all right to have an expectation, but not yet attach yourself to the outcome of the
Wow.
expectation.
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to the Alpha 5 podcast. I'm Frank here with Fabian,
Yep.
John,
Holla.
Jonah,
Yo.
Ray.
Yo.
Again, we appreciate you. Remember, we are all alphas at something. Have a good night.